Hey, everyone in Real Dead Land. And that's me, Josh, and Mike is live from the event. That's what we said anyway.
Yeah, I'm in the basement. I'm down here in Costas's haven of love is where I'm at.
Mike, 22 seconds in, we got 6 people here. That beats Lovey's score at 22 seconds in, don't it, Mike?
Josh.
You would have still been. Oh, there's the Ventures Ahead. Hey, DRG B27 says, "Hey, Gregory here." Oh, that's Gregory. I did tell him about
it. Derek and Gregory. Yeah, okay. Hey, yep. Gregory.
So we're here. Mike is live he was at the event all day today, and we're here to talk about the event, the autographs, the good, the bad, and everything in between about this convention, right, Mike? And it's the Smoky Mountain Terror Con, right, Mike?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Stinky as well.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Stinky as well. So, Mike, this is the first year you've went to this one. I think you wanted to go last year, but it just didn't work out. What are your, some initial thoughts about this con? Just basic initial thoughts about this con.
It's better than I thought it was going to be. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's a really nice complex. They have a hotel. They do have a hotel connected to it. It's nice. It's plenty of room as of today inside. Plenty of space for the people that's going to be lined up with the main people getting autographs. A lot of vendors. It kind of goes into 3 different rooms, and then there was a whole photo op room area as well. That was kind of like another wing of the place. But it was there's Jay and Valing Around. That's Jay and Valing Around. We'll talk about them later on, but I met them today.
Okay.
Yes, it was great meeting Jay and Valing Around.
Yep.
Met a lot of 3 or 4 channels. People
you were taking pictures and shaking hands today, weren't you,
Mike?
I
was kissing babies and blessing people, and getting ready to have church up in here. It was great.
You asked Felicia Rose if she knew who you were, and you were disappointed because she didn't, right?
I was like
okay. Wait, can you read? Oh, good evening. Oh, Gregory said, I only saw a trailer. Oh, Geek Out. Oh, he said, Mr. Geek Out said, have you watched Dogman on Peacock? No, we have not. I haven't. Mike, have you?
No, We'll say real quick. So Johnny Horror was in here real quick. I know people might be popping in. Gregory's in here.
Yeah.
Derek's in here. Ventures Ahead's in here.
Yeah.
Monster B is in the house. Good to see
Monster B.
And then we have Mr. Geek Out was in the house here.
So, Mike, you're saying it surprised you on how well it's been ran and organized?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see any major call outs for day one. Now, I will say there was not a lot of people here. I thought there may be a little more. Now we had to wait outside at 12 o'clock to get our bracelets. They give you, bracelets, like any other con does. And the VIP had came in an hour earlier.
Yeah.
There are some things that happened at this con today that I have never had happen to me before at a previous con. I definitely want to talk about those because it's kind of shocking. But nothing that the convention itself did shocked me today. I thought it was well run. It was
organized, like the lines were organized and pre-planned.
The lines were not bad at all. I see Mike's in here. Mike and I just got back from dinner, so Mike loves horror. We went out and ate today. Mike's a cool guy.
Okay.
And we talked some horror stuff about another 45 minutes after that. But everything, it was neat. I left and took my stuff back to the car and then came back again, and they let you come to the front of the line. They took a wand. They did have you go through like a metal detector.
I think that's good. I think that's good.
Thank you so much, Monster B. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
So, yes, and we're going to show some pictures here a little bit later on, so hang out with us if you're in here early. And if you saw us today at the con, hang around, because guess what? I might have a photo of you in here. So But yeah, it was well run. It was pouring down rain, so that was a little new. I've never had that happen at a con, and I had all this stuff to get to the car, and I didn't have an umbrella like a dummy. But yeah, it was really good.
Okay, so that takes me to the first playing. How was the parking today at this con?
They've got a big parking spot, parking lot. It goes in multiple levels, but I'm really worried about the crowd tomorrow. I can see, because like I went back out to the car one time to take some stuff back, and it started pouring down rain, and like people kept stopping, wanting to get my parking spot, and I was like, no, keep going, dude. I'm just gonna drop stuff off and go back in. So
yeah,
I think tomorrow I'm gonna have to get there early tomorrow if I want to park in that parking lot.
Yeah, it opens at what time for VIPs tomorrow, Mike?
They go in an hour early, so I think it's 10. They can get in at 9, and it's 10 o'clock for everybody else.
Oh, then you better get there at 8:30.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely get there early. But again, thank you so much, Monster B. I know
Appreciate
Michelle
that.
said thank you as well.
Yep. So the next thing I want to talk about is, did you think the ticket prices were fair for this event, for this size event, and all the people they have there? Is the ticket price fair to you for Friday,
I think it's
Saturday?
probably the most reasonably priced convention I've been to. I don't feel like I got gouged. I mean, it was $20 today per person. With the added fees is like $22, $22 and some cents. And then tomorrow the cost is $35 a person. I think it's $35 a person, and maybe with some maybe 30. It's 30 a person, and then with the added fees, it's like 32 or 33. So I thought it was very reasonably compared to like Carolina Fear Fest last weekend. They were wanting $50 on Sunday.
Wow. Mike, there's another ad now. I can no longer see any of the chat, so that's going to be on you, man, to pull up stuff in the chat.
Okay. So, we got Johnny Horror saying, did we see Scratch and Slash? We did. And hopefully we can show some photos in here. I got to meet Jeremy and Renee, and Anthony met them as well. And Johnny also asked, hey, did people wear deodorant? Well, let's go ahead and start talking about that, Josh.
Yeah.
It's probably hard to see this. I don't know if you can see this real good or not, but hey,
that doesn't help.
This is body spray. And the very first person we got in line for, Dick Warlock, I'm just going to listen. I got to keep it real, right? I know Old Restless was in there earlier saying, keep it real, Mike.
Don't say gender. Just say.
No, there was people in front of us, and one of the persons smelled just like pure ass. I mean, it was bad.
And this is like at the beginning of the con, like start
at
of
the very, very beginning of the con.
Yeah, we had that in our last con.
I looked at Anthony. Anthony looked at me, and he was like, and we had to stay in line with him for a long time. Not a long time. Let's say maybe 15, 20 minutes. And I mean, even throughout, listen, Josh, I'm telling you, I know this is a gimmick, but down the road, we need a Real Dead shirt that says keeping it real on the front, and on the back it says put some damn deodorant on.
Yeah,
we need a shirt that says that. And some of these at work go to conventions, you know that. But listen, man, just put some deodorant on. It was nasty, and that was kind of a running joke with all the autographs. With 2 or 3 of the people I got autographs from, I was like, I hope you guys don't have to encounter too many people without deodorant. They were all laughing and cutting up about it. So that is a running joke within the con convention.
It's horrible, dude. I mean, I told you at that last con we were at, like, we were literally inside within 10 minutes, and I just smelled BO everywhere, dude. It was insane. I'm like, how is this happening right now?
Oh God! Derek Gregory says Roman rules. Yeah, right. Okay, that's all over deodorant.
Yeah. The spray is all over deodorant. It's supposed to help you all day. So
I'd have to hold my breath. It was bad. I mean, there were several times like people would walk by and I'd look at Anthony, he'd look at I, and we knew what was going on. I was like, I started getting self-conscious. Like, Anthony, is it me?
Well, because you guys got a little bit wet. You guys got a little bit wet outside, and you can stink sometimes when you get wet.
Yeah, you can get a little musty, but no, this was before it started raining. It was pure ass, man. Nasty.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll talk more about that maybe. But let's talk about the celebs and the autographs. What people want to hear about. Okay, let's run down the list of all the people that you met, Mike, and what did you get from them. You don't have to show it because it ain't going to show up good, unless you have it handy, I guess. But what was the list of people that you met today, Mike?
You want to go through those pictures I showed you earlier?
Yeah, we might as well, I guess. Did you have pictures of everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dick Warlock.
Yep.
Incredibly nice guy. I got 5 things autographed from him. Which one of those is yours?
What is it? Say what they are.
Yeah, you can see on the table right there, most of them. You got the pumpkin from Spirit Halloween. I had him had that signed.
Did you have him sign that big house one?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No. And I did three small Funko Pops. One of them is yours. The other 2, I think it was number 3, number 1156, and I can't remember the other number on the one. And then I also had the Halloween 3 NECA that I already had Tom Atkins sign. I had him sign that one as well, and he wrote H3 on that one. So that was pretty cool.
He plays one of the henchmen robot guys in Halloween 3.
Dick Warlock, I probably recorded 10 minutes talking to him.
Wow.
It was incredible. It was great. I can't wait to edit the video and put that one out down the road. We talked about him and Richard Dreyfuss and him doing the body double stuntman for Richard Dreyfuss in the Jaws scene where he's in the cage. And we talked a little bit about his ministry, which was kind of cool. You know, I'm not going to go too far into that, but it was really cool. And just a really nice guy. And I tell you what, he's 85 years old. And you see that table in this picture. At the bottom of that table, there's some legs that were kind of wobbly and off center. He's 85 years old and he squatted all the way down. He just about could pick $1 up with his ass cheeks. He's that limber. And he got all the way down, fixed it for him, and then stood right back up. He stood at that spot all day long signing autographs.
Stood there? He didn't sit down?
No. He stood up the whole time I saw him, and at the end of the day when I left, he was still standing up. Great shape for his age, and incredibly nice guy. And he was just really, really good guy. Really liked him.
That's awesome.
He kind of made a funny little joke about ministry and saying that he said, with a name like Warlock, you know how hard it was for me to try to get into ministry with having a name like Warlock. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
And okay, so you had a bunch of stuff signed by him. He was nice. He was great. That's awesome. Great to hear. Now, what's this next one here?
This is Scratch and Slash. Jeremy and Renee. Ran into them. Really great people. And saw them a couple times. And didn't get to hang out with them enough. Would have loved to went to dinner tonight, but I didn't ask them anything earlier. They could have went with Mike and I when we went to dinner, but they had the media pass and they were helping out, having a good time. I saw them in a couple of lines getting autographs. So definitely check out their video, sub to their channel down the road. And really cool people. It was nice meeting them.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Mike, what the heck happened?
I just fell over. I fell in love.
Was she as cool as she seems in all the videos?
100 times. 100 times. I probably got 15 minutes of her talking to us. I mean,
really?
And I asked her up front, can I video? She says, of course. Now she's signed a Stream mask, the player's mask.
Yeah.
She signed it in pink. Looks incredible. I think I showed you that, Josh. It looks really good.
It looks great.
And then she also signed a let me show that one real well. It's hard to see me in here. I may at the end of this show you guys. But she signed the Angela picture with the blood all over her for Sleepaway Camp. She signed that in pink as well, and it looked great.
Awesome.
She was incredible. She talked about her son is 15 and Anthony's 14. He's a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
And she was having her second Bloody Mary at 12:45. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. And, hey, Mike, you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning. That's what my dad always said.
Well, that's good. That's right. And but I'm telling you, she was incredible. and she was very good with Anthony. And we talked about the Stream movie, and she was telling Anthony he needed to really see that. She played Donna in that movie. And then she talked about Sleepaway Camp. She asked Anthony what he thought about the end of that, and Anthony goes, "I was shocked." She laughed about it, and
Mike, how long have you been watching that Sleepaway Camp movie for, Mike? Have you been watching it since it came out, kind of?
when it came out on VHS back in the 80s or 90s, whenever it came out, I think it came out in the 80s. I remember renting that at the VHS store and watching it.
You guys got to be around the same age, right?
Yeah, I think so. I may be a couple years older than her, but yeah. Mike told us a story tonight, told me a story which was really cool, and I don't mean to throw Mike out there on it, but he said that she had was at a panel one time, I believe. I believe that's what he told me. Maybe if it wasn't a panel, it was an interview, he said. But she was in the 8th grade when she did that movie.
Yeah.
And her whole 8th grade class went to see that movie at the movie theater. 8th graders.
Wait a minute.
Yes. And he said the very end of that scene, she did not know. I don't think she knew how the end of that movie was going to end. And I think they all were shocked at the same time.
Yeah.
But her and Costas and her table were side by side. And the bannering between the two of them.
I bet it was great. I bet that was great.
I could have stayed there with some popcorn and candy, and they just stood there all day watching them banner back and forth.
Oh, I bet that was great, dude. I mean, we'll talk about Costas when you get to his picture, but yeah, I bet that was great.
So Monster B says she's fit, she's in good shape. Yes. Mike says that's 2 big smiles there. Yes, that's.
Wait a minute.
Everything's in 2s, that's for sure. Sleepaway Camp, that's right. Miss Felissa. And she's a top 10 guest. She absolutely is. One thing about her, she made this comment, and I really loved it. She says, "This is family to me." She said,
"Wow."
She said, "All these people that were in movies that I'm here with, they're my brothers and sisters, and we're here. And then the people that come is like family to me." She says, "So I love to talk to people about the movies. I like to talk to the other guests that are there when it's kind of slow on a Sunday or Friday, and they get to pick and cut up with each other." She said, "I know Saturdays are really busy." Now, I made a comment to her, and you'll see this in the video because I'm going to leave it in there. I told her, I said, "Well, I hope, I hope you make a lot of money this weekend, and I hope you don't have too many stinky people online." She started dying laughing. I know I'm going on that tangent again. And she says, she made a funny joke about it. She says, "After all these Bloody Marys on Friday and Saturdays," she said, "I may even forget to put deodorant in on Sunday." She says, "But I always have my perfume and deodorant in my pocketbook."
Hey, how much did she charge, Mike?
I ended up spending $100 with her, but that was for 2 autographs and a selfie.
Okay. So $50 a piece?
It was 40 a piece, 40 for each one, or 60 for a combo, and then it was 40 for the.
How much was Dick Warlock?
He was 60.
Okay.
And you got a free selfie with that. So I dropped, between us here, and I hope my wife's not watching this. It was $300 on Dick Warlock. I'm charging you $200, Josh, for that one Funko Pop. So I could get all that for $100. And I didn't tell you my consignment fees yet.
No, I should have went with Johnny Horror instead.
Yeah, you probably should have, because that $12 for that little Funko Pop and the cover you got is not going to cover anything. But yeah, I thought she was reasonable, and she spent, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes with us.
See, you know what? Like, this is a guest that I don't have any connection with the original movie or anything, but like, just because of what you said and what others said, dude, like, I want to meet her now, just because I want to watch her movie and meet her now,
So IMDb says she's been in 198 movies. I asked her about that. I said, "Is that accurate?" And she says, "Well, it's probably a little more than that, because there's several I think they're missing." So she says that she's got a movie getting ready to come out right now. It's in the video. She spoke really highly of it. And she also, we were talking about independent movies, and I talked to Michael Levy about this as well. She said those are the true, in her opinion, true horror lovers, those producers and directors of independent films, because
Yeah.
they're doing it a lot of times out of their own budget and their own pocketbook, and they do it because they love horror movies, and she
Right.
likes working with people like that.
Yeah. And
Then
then you
even
have
more
then
than
you
the
have then you have people on YouTube that watch it and give it a really bad score, right, Mike?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I met the cast from Subspecies, and she was the female vampire. Okay, yeah. Mike wore out that VHS at the end. Yeah, I had to buy it from Action Video, I think. She told that story at her panel today. Oh, okay. I missed that. Okay.
Mike, you
I
should
didn't
look
even
at
know
the panel. You should look at some panels for tomorrow, maybe, Mike.
Well, I only have one autograph to get tomorrow, so yeah, we probably could do that.
Right. You should look at the schedule tonight afterwards.
Johnny says I can think of 2 reasons I love her: sleepaway camp and what? Stream.
Mike, you better hope your wife isn't watching this.
Hey, they're scratching slash. They just missed. We just sent a photo of you guys right there. So, Jeremy and Renee, hello, and it was great meeting you today. And
They just left the con, they said.
Oh wow! So they just. Oh yeah, they had the kiss thing tonight. The little band and the VIP stuff. Yeah, we did see Kiss Minnie. They were over at the Moonshine booth taking photos with the Moonshine.
Well, why didn't you get a photo with Kiss Minnie?
I should have. Would
Yeah.
Would have been a mini kiss?
Yeah. Okay, what's the next picture you got here, Mike?
She's 40 free selfie. Yeah. So hey, Jeremy and Renee, yes.
He said, is that how much she was, Mike? 40 with a free selfie?
If that's what they said, it probably was right. I thought I paid 100, but it may have been 80. I can't remember.
Wait a minute.
No,
Michelle.
Now Michelle. And they say, hey, Johnny. I'm sure that was why Josh wants to meet her now.
Wait a minute.
Well, the people in line with me were making jokes and saying, hey, they were talking to me. They were looking at me and said, can you accidentally drop something in front of her when we get up there?
Oh, my God. Dang, man.
So she was giving everybody hugs. She didn't give me a hug. But when the person in front, Anthony's, kind of a quiet kid, and he's not like a touchy-feely kid. So when the person in front of us, she gave him a big hug. And I looked at Anthony. I said, she's getting ready to give you a big hug. And at the very end of it, she asked Anthony if she could give him a hug, and he allowed her to give her a hug. So it's all good.
Yeah. Okay, what's the next picture you got here, Mike?
She has a new movie credit in 2 weeks. Okay. So wait a minute. He says, we hung out with Jason at the bar. Miss Little Kiss. Oh, okay. Pervs in line. Come on, old restless. I know you resemble that. And then Johnny Horace says, Anthony, did you have a favorite guest of the show? Who was your favorite of all the guests you met?
Probably
Dick Warlock. Anthony said Dick Warlock was his favorite. All right, so who else we got here? Oh, Derek Mears.
Man, I met him probably a month and a half ago, Mike. He is awesome. He was awesome to me anyway.
Dude, I thought I could talk. That dude can talk more. He can talk circles around me and you, Josh. Oh my God. You sound like you sound like Dick Warlock blowing his nose at the church pew, man.
Listen, dude, he talked to me because he didn't have nobody in his line. He talked to me for 25 minutes, Mike.
Yeah, I bet you may have said 2 words because he likes to talk. And he's a great guy. Now, one thing great. I will say, oh man, Jay and Val says we got a bottle of Mini Kiss Moonshine and they all autographed it. Well, now I may need to look at that tomorrow. I didn't know there was a Mini Kiss Moonshine.
Mike, see, you screwed up, Mike.
Listen,
you left
Josh,
too soon.
I was over at Dick Warlock's line getting you your autograph.
Wait.
So let me tell you what, Derek Mears was awesome. Number one, you had told me that he doesn't allow people to video him.
That's what he told the people in front of me.
Well, he told me that too. So when we got up the line, he was talking about he was talking about the Swamp Thing and how that he signed a 7-year contract for that. That he said he normally does not do that, but when he played, the Swamp Thing, but he said it was a 7-year contract and it was canceled for. He said not because of the show, because it's actually got a Rotten Tomato score of over 90, I believe.
Yeah.
But he said there was some political stuff going on behind the scenes, is why.
Yep.
That show got canceled. But when we got up to him, I'm not going to mention the people because I don't want to say anything that he said that's embarrassing. But when I showed him this sign, he said, you got to be careful who signs this because some people sign really, really big. And I think we've talked about it with Johnny Horror on here in the past about who signs really, really big.
Mike, just spill the beans, bro.
All right. Ari Lehman and Corey Feldman. Corey was a no-show today. Now, the people of Smoky Mountain Terror said that it was announced. I never heard it was announced. That's why I wore my Corey Feldman shirt, right?
Right.
So he never showed up. I hope he shows up tomorrow. Who knows if he will or not. He's the only person I need to get their autograph tomorrow. I may get Bill Mosley's anyway, in addition. But he signed that sign right there, right beside Kane Hodder. And you had Warrington Gillette and him side by side, and they were cutting up with each other. So it was really great with them. Listen, Warrington Gillette, they're great. I mean, some of the camaraderie between these guests, they're picking on each other. Is just
right.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Mike, now I want to ask you a question. Do you think we might need to go live tomorrow night, depending on your experience with Corey Feldman and stuff?
If I see his tour bus coming in here tonight, we might go live then, because if I see that thing rocking out there and moving, I'm going down there. I'm gonna try to be down there videoing, be like, hey, what's going on here? That TMZ on dial. I'll be calling TMZ and saying, hey, what's going on?
Yeah. So
my little sister.
So much, yeah. I almost put that song with your picture today on Instagram, Cry Little Sister, but I didn't. So this sign, is it getting pretty full, or do you still have a lot of room on it, Mike?
I still got a pretty good amount of room on it. If Corey don't take up what's left of room on it.
Well, Ari Lehman already signed it, right? So you don't have to worry about him.
Who?
Ari Lehman?
Yeah, Ari's not here.
No, but he already signed the sign is what I'm saying.
Yeah, when I bought that sign, just in case people probably already know this, but I got that sign up at Camp Nobi Scobie, whatever it's called, up in New Jersey. The camp counselors and the kids during the summertime make those signs. And then they get like Adrian King and Ari Lehman to sign those, and it's a fundraiser for that Boy Scouts camp.
Yeah,
and girls and boys go to it, but for it to stay open, So when I showed that to Derek Mears, he goes, "Oh man, that's awesome." He said, "It's not one of those." He made a comment. It's not one of those cheap Spirit Halloween ones. No, it's a real deal. It's not chipboard; it's real wood.
Right.
And he loved it. He said, "Man, this is awesome." And so I asked him up front. I said, "Do you mind?" I said, "Do you mind me videoing of you only signing, not saying anything whatsoever?" And he said, "I'm glad you asked me that." He said, "Normally I do not allow people to video." He says, "But since you're only videoing me signing only, you can do it." So he actually turned the whole thing towards me and wrote it so that you could clearly see him writing on it.
How big? I want to ask this question. How big was the quote that he wrote?
It's not Johnny Horror level. I can tell you that right now. I mean, it's not. I think Johnny needs to ask Chat GPT, like, how many words less than 500 can we sign on that? I'm messing with you, Johnny. But he just wrote his name and then he wrote 09 on it.
Dude, did you tell him that you really like his portrayal of Jason? I think it's one of the best, honestly.
I told him it was the worst.
I think it's one of the best. I don't remember how you liked it, but I love it.
So Johnny Horror says, yeah, Corey will be there, but he'll also be 30 minutes late. Scratch and Media, so nice meeting you guys today. Yeah, I mean, listen, Jay and Val and around them and Dot's Adventures was there. There's some photos in here later on. I mean, Scratch and Slash, I mean, they were kissing babies and they were poking it around too. I mean, they were getting around.
Well, they had the media pass, Mike. You couldn't get one.
Josh. Thanks a lot. So Mr. Geek Out says, have you met Steve Dash? He was the original Jason. So if I'm not mistaken, isn't Steve Dash, he's passed away now, right?
Yes, Mike, that's one you're going to have to buy online if you want it. Yeah.
But he's the one that was in the number 2.
Yep.
That him and Warrington kind of had this.
Yep.
But from what I've read, I've never heard Warrington ever say anything bad about him, but Steve really trashed.
Because of that, he says Warrington didn't know what he was doing, and he lied to him about.
Plus,
I don't know the whole story, but that's what he says. I think he lied to him.
Plus, he's making money off of he made money off number 2 also.
Yeah. So, what's the next picture you got here, Mike?
So Johnny Horror says he's the quote master general. Okay.
He is. He ain't afraid. Right. He's like 400 words. Okay, we'll get it in there.
So this is Heather Donahue from, Blair Witch Project.
This is one that I want, Mike, that I really want too. I want all 3 of them, but yeah, I'm definitely jelly that you met her. I want to. This is Blair Witch Project. I don't know if you talked to her about that, Mike, but it's seriously one of my favorite horror movies. It's in my, I think it might be in my top 10, Mike, honestly. It's awesome.
And I remember this now because Warrington would not release and I don't blame Warrington for not doing that. I mean, they dicked him around and they didn't like him, whatever happened with that, and he got fired, but I wouldn't take my name off the credit either. So I get why Dash was mad, but I also get that it was a business decision that Warrington did. And I don't have anything.
Warrington lied about that's what they said, that he lied about like how good of a stuntman he was, and he wasn't really at all. He was just kind of starting out or whatever.
Right. Well, I can't help they didn't enter. They should have checked references, right?
So how was Heather Donahue, Mike?
I don't know if it just something didn't feel quite right there. She was nice once I laid the money on the table, and I don't mean that to sound bad, but I kind of, I told her that I was looking, and you remember this, I was looking through some of my VHS tapes, and I found Cabin Fever, and then I also found the Blair Witch Project, 1999 version.
Yeah.
So I had her sign that,
yep.
And that is the only one. That's the only one where I thought the signature did not look good, and that's out of all the signatures I got today. I don't know if it's because of the glossiness of the VHS tape, the cardboard and stuff from that time period, or what, but it just doesn't, in my opinion, it just doesn't look that great.
Told you to do a mini poster, Mike.
Yeah, I probably should have. And I don't know, maybe I'll wait till one where all 3 of them are at it and I'll get them all to sign one again. But she signed it in silver. She was going to do it in gold originally. And then I said, well, you do this all the time. What looks the best? And she said, probably silver. She did it in silver. And I'm not a big fan of it, but she was really nice. Yep. I did tell her, I said, I just read some of your, more stuff lately. And I said, I'm sorry you didn't get to experience the phenomenon of it the first 2 weeks because they wanted you all to be dead. And she said, yeah, she said, it really did, stink. And she said, I appreciate you recognizing that. And I told her at the very end, I said, listen, I hope you make a killing this weekend and it's well worth it for you. And she was very sweet. She said, well, thank you so much. And so she was really nice.
Mike, I mean, spoilers, but the Blair Witch Project is winning for June's movie review. So.
Oh, shit.
Mike, you like that movie though.
I do like it.
I like it a lot.
So Scratch and Slash says I got to interview Heather and nothing but nice. Yeah, she had nobody at her table hardly. And then when I was talking to Michael Levy and Falcone, I told them I said, yeah, Heather up there. And then they said, Heather who? And I said, Heather from the Blair Witch Project. And they go, oh, she's up there. It's like, we need to go up there and say hey to her. Nobody hardly was at her table.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm telling you, the Blair Witch Project, I mean, it had a ton of, it was, I guess, I don't know. You had to be there, I guess. That's what I say. What do we got here, Mike?
I don't know what that is. Ray Hance, Joe Wenzel said that. Mr. Geek Out says Steve Dash told me that he got injured in the hatch scene. Yes, I did hear that he had to go and get stitches, right there during the.
Yep.
So how much did Scratch and Slash charge for autos? They charged a lot for selfies. I can tell you that.
Yep.
At least 100 I dropped on them.
Did you told me you saw Scratch and Slash walk up to Derek Meir and just kind of almost like just took a bunch of selfies with him and then Derek Meir handed them money, right?
Then Scratch and Slash like threw up their media pass in my face like, nah. No, they didn't. Renee and Jeremy were great. I mean,
they're very nice people.
They were saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you guys couldn't get it." And I will say this: there was other creators there that had been there since day one of the Smoky Mountain Terror, since the very first convention, and they did not get media passes, and they were upset with it. I'm not upset. I paid for mine, and I'm going to give my honest opinion on the convention.
Yep.
No matter how much it cost me or if it's free or not. And I thought today was a good day. I thought it was ran well from what I saw. I don't know about the VIP and all that stuff afterwards, but
right.
I do think tomorrow is going to tell the tale.
I think we should do another short live tomorrow, Mike, after tomorrow's.
Wait a minute. I'm going to be editing videos, Josh.
Well, we would do it at 10 o'clock at night, Mike, after my other live, 10:15, 10:30.
Oh, shit.
Hey, so what's the next picture you got here, Mike?
Let's see what else we got here. So that's Mike Loves Horror. So Mike is one of our OG members of this channel. Actually me and Anthony met him in Atlanta at Mad Monster. Hung out, him and his mother, met him a couple of times. And Mike was there today by himself. He's got a buddy coming up tonight. And then they got 3 photo ops tomorrow. They're doing the Jason one, which is going to be cool. And then Mike and I went and grabbed dinner tonight. And really, really cool guy. Has been to a lot of conventions. So he's got a lot of wisdom. And he said he didn't really see much that was out of the way today. I think, Mike, if you told me one thing you said you was concerned about was volunteers, and I can see that tomorrow. So we'll see what they got.
I'm interested to hear about tomorrow now because you're hyping this Saturday thing up, Mike, a little bit here.
Okay, so Heather changed her name to Ray Hounds because she used her real name as a character name in the Blair Witch. Yeah, I think originally I saw an interview where her real name was supposed to be something like Julie or something. I don't know what it was. But then they made them use their real name, asked them if they'd use their real name, and then they had to act for like 2 weeks like they were really dead. And their family members were receiving gifts and stuff and, condolences and stuff, flowers and stuff like that.
Okay, Mike, let's go to that next pic. Oh.
So who is this picture with you and your son with a celebrity at? This is Mike the Horror. He's a celebrity too now.
Okay, go on to the next picture, Mike.
All right, there's Mr. Costas.
Wait, he didn't stand up?
Something I told you a while back, I'm pretty observant.
Is something wrong with his knee?
If you're a guy, he doesn't stand up. If you're a female, he stands up.
Oh, I see. It's making sense. He did
say, he's working out all the time. He did say he's got something going on with his legs. So, Costas, man, this is something that was kind of shocking to me. Was I did go up to his handler, who was a young, attractive woman, I guess that works for Smoky Mountain Terror. And the prices said they were $40 for an autograph.
Yep.
40 for photo, 40 for autograph, $60 combo. And she said, "What are you getting signed?" And I said, "Billy the Puppet Mask." She said, "Oh, that's $80.
Whoa.
But you get a free selfie with it." So what do I do? I'm at line. I've been waiting there for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it was. So
you just get it.
Yeah, I got his autograph, and he was
I mean,
nice.
that's something you want to do anyway. I mean, you want to get Tobin Bell on there. So, and does it look
And
good?
he also made a joke. He asked me what color I wanted, and I said, I don't know. I said, Shoney wrote it in red, and he said, if Shoney did it in red, I'm going to do it in red. He says, because I don't want to mess her up, and she always knows best. He said, I told her that her and I ought to get married, because he says, because all these conventions we go to, we're always there together, and he says we'd be a great team in a movie series.
He's trying to work all these angles, isn't he, Mike?
Between Felissa and Shawnee now, I don't know. But the younger girls in their 20s were coming up to him he's a ladies' man.
I'm telling you, man, we were at that con. I don't remember where it was. Was that Monster Mania? And we went to him and Shawnee's panel. And these two women, I think they were probably in their like late 30s or something, younger than him. And they were like acting like they were wanting his room key, and they were yelling things out to him and everything. I mean, it was nuts. I'm sure he met him after the panel. I'm sure about that. What do we got here?
Oracle, that was Heather Donahue earlier. It was. So Scratch and Slash thought it was a really smooth first day. They thought the same thing. Yeah, glad you had a good day. Blair Witch has no blood and gore. Not a fan. Okay, that's your opinion.
Oh, that don't bother me at all. I like the mystery of the movie. I think that makes it actually really good that we don't see the witch. I think that makes it almost better.
Yeah, I mean,
that ending scene, Mike, is terrifying in my opinion.
Yeah.
In that house, I mean, because it's just so like crazy, like just the camera shaking everybody with the screaming, and like that other guy's like yelling for Josh, Mike. I think his name's Mike too, right? Then he's like, John, he's like yelling, and then he runs down the stairs, and then you don't see nothing, and then she goes down and she's crying. I mean, that is chaos, man. I love it.
Yep. So let's see. Blair Witch. Okay, let's see the Mike. Same Mike. It was great to hang out with you today. Yeah, agree, Mike. It was awesome. So who had the longest lines?
I gotta mute this real quick, Mike.
Huh? Oh God, thank God this time. Sound like Bozo the Clown last time. So the one that had the longest line, no doubt, Skeet Ulrich. When we were outside to get in, the guy coming around said, if you're in line, if you're going in to get to see Skeet Ulrich, he said it's about an hour and a half to 2 hour wait already.
Wow.
And this was at 12 o'clock. So I guess all the VIP or most of the VIP wanted his autograph. They were already there in line. Now, from what little bit I saw, and I did get some video walking by his table, like, I'm walking like I'm not videoing him, but I'm really videoing him. He's spending a lot of time with the ladies. I think it was all ladies in his line. No, I'm just messing. But he's
a lady killer too, isn't he, Mike?
He is the lady killer right now. I can't imagine him and Costas at a bar together. God, that would be epic.
Yeah.
But Skeet takes time with all his fans. You can see it. We've experienced that, but just walking by his line. Now I don't know what the hell Jamie Kennedy was doing today, Josh, because listen, I was going to do something fun for our channel, and I still may. Lee Waddell didn't have hardly anybody in his line.
Who didn't?
Lee Waddell.
Okay.
Neither did Jamie Kennedy. But Jamie Kennedy was playing some kind of freaking, I don't know what kind of music he was playing. It was like Pilates or something. I don't know. I've never heard this kind of music before. So I was going to go up to Lee Waddell and pay. It was $30 to give a shout out. And I was going to surprise Josh with Lee Waddell doing a shout out to our channel. Like, hey, go comment, subscribe to Real Dead. I couldn't do it because I was afraid I was going to get a copyright strike because of freaking Kennedy's music blaring right beside me. So tomorrow, if he's not playing music, I may go over and do that if his lines aren't long. But Skeet, I think he pretty much had a long line all day long. It was pretty.
We've both experienced that. I mean, he's a really cool guy. I mean, he's down to earth, really cool. And to me, he's the best Ghostface killer. I mean, he just is. You know, he's. I mean, if no, I mean, how can I don't know how you could think Roman's better than him, but there are people that think that. We know one of them well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I just think, man, he is really good with his fans.
So I didn't notice this, but Scratch and Slash says one thing I noticed is that I didn't like was they were charging premium prices for autos on DVDs and Blu-rays. Now I didn't have anything like that signed, but I did have the VHS tape, and she charged me. It was 40 for the autograph. It was 60 for the selfie. I mean, total was 60 including the selfie.
Okay, yeah, I don't get Blu-rays or DVDs signed, so that wouldn't, affect me.
So Mr. Geek Out says I met Vilmer Valderrama from the 70 show. Okay. So Adventures Ahead says, yeah, he's pretty great.
Oh no.
She's talking about Josh.
Yeah, she's talking about me.
She's talking about Skeet.
Oh crap.
He was great with my daughter. Oh look, Michelle woke up. Yeah, Michelle woke up when you said Skeet.
Wait a minute, Johnny Horror's in on this now?
Yeah, everybody's in on it, Josh. Yes, eventually. Look, yes, he takes his time.
Whoa!
He ain't a 60-second man, that's for real. So Old Restless says, I'm going to meet Skeet in September, hopefully. Awesome. You better get there early, man. Old Restless.
Just, hey, if he asks you what you do, don't say, I sell online, because that's not a good thing to say.
Oh, wow, man. We really did wake up Michelle. She says, Johnny. And then she says, pure mutes.
Oh, maybe she was thinking maybe Jamie Kennedy was playing that CD Pure Moods from the 90s where it was all
that. That may have been it. All right. So here, listen. Big news. Big news. Johnny, are these your buddies, Johnny Horror, if you're still in here?
Johnny's a producer on all their stuff, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, Michael Levy or Levy, I don't know how to pronounce his name. And then Falcone. So yeah, this is the one in the video, Johnny, where they tripped going up to the stage and it was all framed out, done ahead of time. So I looked all over for them. I walked around the building 3 different times looking for them. And they had this table over to themselves, all by themselves with other vendors. I don't know why they stuck them over there. I don't think that was very bright, in my opinion.
I'll be right back, Mike. I'm going to mute this.
Okay. So I'll tell the chat and hear what was going on with it then. But so I finally find Michael, Levy. And I said, man, I've been going everywhere trying to find you guys. And I'm sorry, I was going to, whoops. And so I gave him a stream mask to sign. And he was really great. He signed it. Looks awesome. He saw Felissa had already signed it. Phil produced all the Terrifiers and Michael Levy is actor, producer, film company. Yeah. Okay. So I had him sign the stream mask, and I got Mr. Falcone too as well. I think that's how he pronounces right? Falcone or Falcone. So we started talking about independent movies, and Michael's eyes lit up when I started talking about that. And I said, my biggest thing to both of them was this. I said, thank you for carrying the banner for the independent films, because I'm a big fan of independent films, even though sometimes I give them bad scores. I said, I love it that you're kicking the big companies' asses like Blumhouse and some of those companies. And they just both lit up. So they were great. Mr. Falcone gave me a hard time when I said horror because he thought I said something else, horror. And he said, well, man, I'm from Australia or something. He said, I can definitely tell you're not from upstate New York or up north. And we joked about that. But this is the deal. So I told Michael and both of these gentlemen this, Mr. Falcone, I said, listen, guys, would y'all be interested in doing I threw it out there. Would you be interested in doing an interview with Real Dead? And I said, let me know your prices if you charge anything for it. And I didn't even say if you do. I said, let me know how much you charge. And I said, I can talk with Josh and maybe we can do an interview. And Michael said right off the bat, man, we would love to do an interview with you, and we're not going to charge you anything. He said, just
That's awesome.
email me when you get back from the convention, and I'll remember real dead. He said, put your channel link in there. He said, I'd love to do an interview with you. So if it comes to fruition or not, we'll find out. But he was really great, and he said he'd be glad to do an interview. So hopefully, fingers crossed, within the next month or so, we'll get to do an interview with him. And he said there is a stream 2 coming out. And he also brought up, Mr. Falcone brought up that he said he just got through finished writing a movie called Paintball. And he said he thought it's going to be a really good movie, and he can't wait till they start cutting that one. So that's another one I think he said he wrote was called Paintball. So hopefully that will happen, and we'll get to do this interview with Michael and Mr. Falcone. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that will be really cool, Mike.
His mask looks great, man. It's all black. It's the cosplay player's mask, and they both wrote it in white or silver, and then Felissa wrote it in pink, hot pink, and it looks great. It looks awesome.
I told Mike he needs to change it up though. He needs to get some green, some yellow, some blue on that mask. What?
Josh has one thing other than white or red, and it's blue on one thing, and he thinks like he's the master of it now.
Wait a minute.
You watch Johnny horror videos all the time. You copy everything Johnny does. Come on, get original, dude.
Hey, who got a pink autograph on a ghost face? Not you, me, sucker.
Let me show you something real quick.
You can't see it when you're little. You got to blow yourself back up big.
No, wait a second. All right, I'm going to make this big. I'm going to take you out of here, Josh, real quick.
Yep.
I'll put you right back. All right, I don't know if the lighting in this hotel room sucks, but this is the Felissa rose in pink. It looks great, by the way. There's a light right here, and it's kind of blowing it out, watching it out. Yeah, I had to drop Josh. All he wants to talk about is himself. And I'm messing with Josh. Josh and I pick all the time. This is the Michael and Mr. Falcone. And then on the very end, in hot pink again, Felissa. So this mask looks great. You should wear gloves touching those. I probably should, but I try not to touch where the signatures are at. But I was really happy with both of those. And let me get you one other thing real quick. All right, changed my mind. I forgot I already packed the pumpkin up. I was going to show you the pumpkin real quick, but I'll add Josh back. And
okay, so what's your next picture after this one, Mike?
So this is earlier we talked about it. They was in here with us, but Dot's Adventures and Val and him, that two great channels. Did a little bit of an interview with one of the channels, but Kenny was wanting to do the whole hook 'em horns thing at the end of his videos, but I was I can't do Texas and horns in the state of Tennessee with the volunteers here, so I was a little nervous about that, so I did not jump on board 100% with that. But yeah, it was great meeting some other creators on there as well. So and I think that's it, Josh. I think that was the last one.
Oh, is it? Okay. So how were the lines today? You said they were pretty good?
Well, when I first got there and got in.
Oh, wait. Let's talk about, I forgot. You did JSA on some of your stuff. How did that go?
It went perfect. We were the first ones in line. There was somebody from Twilight or one of the vampire series had a young guy had a decent line beside the JSA. So a lot of people thought that was the JSA line, but it was not. We went to the other side of it, and there was nobody in line. They just opened up. So I took the 5 autographs over to their table. They charged $10 for anybody at the show. and it was 25 for somebody not at the show. So I had everything that had Dick Warlock on it. I had it JSA'd, and also I paid the extra 25 to have Tom Atkins.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So the one that I have that has Tom Atkins and Dick Warlock, the H3 piece, the NECA piece, it's got one JSA for both of them.
Okay.
And as far as lines, Dick Warlock was the first one we went to when we got there. So his was a pretty long line. Kane Hodder was late. He came in 30, 40 minutes late. And while I was taking our pictures with Dick Warlock, all of a sudden somebody comes up and grabs my shoulders and like squeezes my shoulders.
Mike, did you say, do you remember me?
I said, you remember me from when I dropped $800 in Charlotte with you? And he's like, I definitely remember you. No, but
No.
he was giving Dick Warlock, their tables were side by side, and he was giving him a good hard time.
I love that all these horror guests, man, not all of them, but some of them have really good camaraderie, man, and that's awesome.
Yeah, let me show you real quick what
are you getting now, Mike?
Johnny wanted to know what I'm getting signed by Corey Feldman. And it may be washed out, but yeah, you can't really see it. But
No.
This is the sign I've been having them all sign. And this is the one that I got. You see the knockoffs that are at Spirit Halloween, but this is the one I actually got at Camp Nobi Scobie, whatever the hell it's called, in New Jersey, that the camp counselor. So far on this one, I got Warrington, Gillette's, I got Tom Savini, I got Tom Matthews, I got Ari Lehman, I got Kane Hodder, I got Derek Mears, I got Adrian King, and I got Amy Steele. Now the final girl from 09 is here. I may get hers tomorrow on there.
Oh, you should get her. Oh, dude, you should definitely get her.
I don't know, man. I ain't got so much room on there.
No. She's not the final girl from 09. She's the final girl from Freddy vs. Jason, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think
you
right.
should definitely get that, dude. You should definitely. And she's I don't know if she's right now, but she might be. Oh, did you see Eddie Furlong there?
God, Eddie Furlong had nobody in line. Like,
are you
nobody?
kidding?
No, I saw one time I walked up there and he had one or two in line. His girlfriend didn't have nobody in her line. They were just sitting there.
His girlfriend's the one that's the final girl.
Mike, no, this was another final girl there that I'm talking about. Her name starts with her last name's. What's her last name?
I don't know, but I know the final girl from Freddy vs. Jason's there.
Yeah, there was nobody in Furlong's line. I'm telling you, it was dead.
Damn, dude, I want to meet that guy.
Monica Keeney, yeah, Monica Keeney.
Bring up some of these comments, Mike. What are you doing here?
Damn, you got to start getting in the 21st century, 25th century. So Johnny says, you're going to pay $160, Mike. Yeah, I'm just going to have to pay it. I mean,
yep.
I'm going to start drawing unemployment next month. So
yep.
Yeah. So there was nobody in line to meet Furlong. That's right. Monica Keeney. Furlong's line was empty.
That sucks. I hate that.
It may be better tomorrow. I don't know, but it was really embarrassing, I would think.
That sucks, man. I because I like the guy's story. I mean, he was a drug addict and stuff, and for the longest time, he cleaned up his life, and that's a cool story. And I just really like to see that he's doing good, and I'm glad he's doing these cons, and I hope he can get some more people tomorrow.
What's the guy's name that was in the movie with Tara?
With who?
God, what's her name?
Well, did you see Michael Bean? Did you see Michael Bean?
I can't remember if I saw him or not.
He's the guy that's in Aliens. He's also played Kyle Reese in the first Terminator. He was in Tombstone. He was in Abyss. I mean,
I'm sure he was there. I mean, there's like 70 people here, man. I can't.
Seems like they would have put him near Furlong because they're kind of both in Terminator.
I think I did see him there. I think it was the guy that played in the Files. Was it the X Files movies? What's his name? Is it Dylan?
X-Files movies?
The TV show.
Oh, no, David Duchovny, he wasn't there.
God, what was the guy's? I'm drawing blanks, guys. I'm sorry.
Jeez, we got senior citizen issues here.
We do. So yeah, Mike was there, and Mike got a couple of the Screamcast's autographs. The last two killers that was in the previous one.
Oh, what's his name was there too, right? The guy from number 6, he was there, right?
Yeah.
How was his line?
Yeah, you're right, O'Reilly. I am terrible with names. Shit, I'm freaking 54 years old. What do you think I'm supposed to do? Camp Nobby Scobie or whatever. That's right. That sounds about right to me.
Like, are you bringing any of these chats up on the screen or?
No, I'm just talking out loud, Josh. Why do I need to bring them up? I'm reading them out. Robert Patrick.
Was he there?
Camp Nobby Scobie, guys. Nobby Bo Scobie. Yeah. Who cares? Camp Crystal Lake. Listen, y'all, I think some of y'all are too far up north. You got to realize people in the South don't give a shit about the names of anything. When we give you directions, it's like go down to the second tree on the right, make a right on the gravel road, go another mile, and you'll see a red barn. It's the second house on the right of that. We don't say what the street numbers are. We don't say people's names. It's like Joe Bob's grandma. Go see her. We don't say what her real name is.
No wonder you guys lost that war, Mike. You don't tell anything, right directions.
Well, you outnumbered us 10-1 too, Josh. But
hey, listen. What's this comment right here, Mike?
Yeah, Mike's saying that these are the two he got their autographs today. It was Dermot Maroney and Liana was it Liberato, and both in Scream 6. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed Johnny Horror likes the girl that wears the yellow all the time in the
He does.
movies.
He showcases her in every video.
I see her in almost like he's got like 10 shorts of her or something already.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will be curious to see if Corey Feldman shows up tomorrow. I really will be. I will be shocked. I hope he does because that's the one I'm there to get their autograph.
I mean, he's like, I'm trying to think. Well, on like Friday the 13th, like, I'm thinking some of the bigger names. Besides like maybe Crispin Glover, he's kind of like the last kind of bigger name you need, right?
Yeah. Anthony, will you let Mom know I'm okay? She's trying to check on me, but tell her I'm doing a live with Josh. I'm going to get in trouble now. I think your Michelle's in text Mom Michelle.
Wait a minute. No.
Yeah. Kevin Bacon would be the icon.
Oh,
Josh
yeah, Kevin Bacon. I forgot about him.
Kevin Bacon would be like the number one.
He's number one. And then I'd say what? Crispin Glover and Corey Feldman.
Does he even do cons, Crispin?
I don't think so. I don't know why though. He should. I mean, he would have a huge line for Back to the Future.
So a few of the wrestling people started coming in late tonight.
Did you see wrestlers there?
Just only 2 of them I saw. Did
you see the Hardy Boys?
They were not there when I was there.
Really?
I left today. I got there at 12 and I left about 3:30, 3:45. I'd gotten all the autographs other than Corey Feldman. So Jameson Newlander was there. I did see him there. Kellen Lutz from Twilight. He was the gentleman there that had a lot of women in his line and was right beside the JSA table. Also, was it Rachel Lefebvre from Twilight? She had quite a few people on her line.
So you said there's somebody there from the 09 that's the final girl, Mike?
Wait a minute. Let me see if I can find her right here. I'm trying to look through real quick. I pulled it up.
Well, I think
Anthony's joking back here in the background.
That's the dude's sister in the movie. Remember, he has her down in the pit for she was in the beginning.
Who?
It's the girl that he has down in his dungeon or whatever, his little house down underneath ground. And it's the main dude's sister.
See, I didn't hardly see any of the Twilight and True Blood people there. I did see Seth Gilliam there. Nobody in his line. I felt bad for
Who's
him.
Seth Gilliam?
Walking Dead, the guy that played the preacher.
Oh, yeah.
He was there, and then now there was a guy next to him that was in Cooper Andrews. He had a decent line throughout the day.
Okay, Mike, I got another question for you.
Okay.
How was the cosplay today?
The cosplay was okay. It wasn't. There was a couple people there that were pretty good. This goes into something that pissed me off. Now, listen, maybe I'm looking at this wrong, and the few people we got left in here, maybe you guys can tell me if
We're
I'm thinking
holding in there,
wrong.
Mike.
Huh?
We're holding in there.
So, as we were leaving today, I'm trying to do some footage of cosplay as they come through, and I saw this guy coming through the door dressed as Jason, and he had a girlfriend with him. You know, she was dressed, pretty short skirts, whatever, and she was kind of dressed out with him. And I said, "Man, that's awesome. Can I get a video of y'all?" And she says, "Well, is it just me?" I know she says, "Is it both of us, just him, or just me?" And I was like, "Well, it don't matter to me. I'm doing a video on it." She says that would be $10, and I was like, "Huh?" And she said, $10. And I said, "That's okay." She was going to charge me $10 to take a photo with somebody doing cosplay. I do not agree with that. I know he may be a paid actor that one of the booths is paying him, and that's part of his gimmick is dress up like Jason, plus he gets money for selfies. But that was bullshit, in my opinion. And listen, Smoky Mountain Terror, I don't even know if they know the guy was doing that. But as much people pay to get in the place and paying for autographs and stuff, you shouldn't make your people pay for if you know people are in there selling selfies as cosplay, unless they got a booth that they paid for. Maybe he did. I didn't see him set up a no booth earlier in the day, but that was bullshit. Now, as I walked out of the convention, they had this really cool Scream Jeep over here, and a guy was dressed up in the Ghostface outfit, except he didn't have his mask on. And I saw it there earlier in the day. And as I walked out, I got ready to start videoing it, and I saw the guy standing there, and I said, "Am I able to video this?" And he goes, "No." He says, "This is pay only." And it kind of pissed me off at first, but then the more I thought about it as I was walking to my car, I was like, this guy probably paid for this spot outside, and that's how he's making his money.
Right.
Is people off video or photos or something like that. And I get that. But somebody we met, as soon as we got there was a guy putting on a Michael Myers outfit and putting his mask on. And I said, "Man, before we even walk in here, can I get a picture with you and a quick video?" He was nice as hell. He's like, "Yeah, man, that's great. Yeah, that'd be awesome." Of course, I give him the QR code to our channel, but that's the people you like. Kenny with Dots Adventures, he dressed up like the Scarecrow, the mascot in Strangers. People were walking up to him and asking if they could do selfies with him. He don't charge nobody. He was just doing it with them to have fun.
Mike, why didn't you dress up?
Man, I am dressed up. I'm always dressed up.
Hey, so Mike, do we have any comments in there you want to read about your experience?
Somebody said, let's see. Johnny Hart says he doesn't want to be associated with the Friday the 13th Christmas. Well, he's got one of the best dance scenes ever in a movie. I don't know why he wouldn't want to, but
well, and I like it. I like his saying when he's like, "Ted, where's the damn corkscrew?"
He don't want to be called a dead F.
No.
So Renee says, did anyone see Zach Gifford was there? I'll be honest with you, I wasn't looking for him, so I don't know if Scratch and Slash is still in here that was there.
Well, this is it. This is his wife, I think.
Oh, Guilford, Zach Guilford. Did anyone see that Zach Guilford was there? I didn't see, to be honest with you. I'm sorry, Renee. Monster B says, "Wow, I can't believe." I guess when I said $10 for the photo, that's nuts. Is what your wife says. Is squeezing every dollar from everywhere. Yeah, that's true. So, anything else, Josh?
Well, I was gonna say, did you have any dislikes?
That was probably about it. And that's really not the convention's fault. I mean, they did come out on Facebook today and said that there was somebody trying to scam people with the name Smoky Mountain Terror on the Facebook pages, putting links in that really wasn't their links.
So, would you attend this con again? Would this be one you're going to come back to next year, maybe?
After today, yes, no doubt.
Okay.
Now, I would say this: I'm really concerned about tomorrow. I'm number one hoping I even get a parking spot. I did hear Mike was telling me, like, I paid $150 a night here at this hotel for 2 queen beds. It's a really nice Hampton Inn. And Mike was telling me it was almost double that to stay at the convention place that was connected to it. But I'm only a half a mile away from it, so it's not that bad at all. And there's like a Wendy's right next door, and it's I like the place we're staying at, the Hampton Inn.
But I always like staying at the place with an event. I know it is more money, but it's just so much more convenient. I do like staying at the.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you had to walk like through another section to go to your hotel room. I probably could get to my car quicker than people could get to their hotel room. I mean, the parking's right at the entrance.
Yeah, but we don't have to drive to another hotel, lug stuff in. We just take it right up to our room.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yep. And
but yeah, I mean, it was well ran today. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow, and hopefully it won't. I hope they get busy. I was shocked at how many convention booths with actors and actresses that were supposed to be there were not there today. Now, your bigger names, other than Corey Feldman, were there. I was trying to see if the other guy I was want to tell you about.
Friday is like the day to go,
man. That's the guy I was trying to remember his name. I know I said he looked like the X-Fil guy. He was American Horror Story, FBI, Dylan McDermott. He was there.
Oh, okay.
He had his little puppy dog with him. Oh, Kane Hodder. He came in late. His lines were long. $80 for an autograph. $80 for a selfie. Combo $120.
Combo's $120 for Kane Hodder now?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Bill Mosley's line was steady. I was actually impressed with Bill Mosley's line. It was, not way out the door, but it was steady. Is it Devin Sawa?
Oh, Devin Sawa was there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He had some decent numbers here and there. I saw.
Well, he was just in Hard Eyes, Mike, too, and then Final Destinations kind of had a new life because of the new movie. So I'm sure,
Dick Warlock was steady.
Did you find that final girl from part 9? 09?
I'm still going through it. So Eric Roberts' line was like dead. And we saw him in the hotel lobby today at the Hampton Inn.
Did you see how much he was charging? I'd be interested to see how much he was charging.
No, I didn't.
Mike, you better be running around and getting all these prices tomorrow, sucker.
Yeah, that ain't happening. So
you had plenty of time today and you left. So I don't know what you're doing.
The guy I was talking about earlier that I said is Thomas Nicholas.
Okay.
Played in American Pie.
Oh yeah, the guy that was in. Is that the guy that was in Halloween Resurrection?
Yeah.
Okay.
He came up to Derek Mears while we were there and gave him a big hug and said, "Hey, dude, we got to get together soon or whatever." And then he went on. But Tara Reid, was getting $100 for an autograph and a selfie.
Seems steep. Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find. So there was quite a few people from the Warrior series on here. Michael Beck.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I've never even seen it.
I didn't see Vernon Wells. I must have missed him. Brett Wagner was there. He was right beside Felicia. I called her Felicia. Felissa Rose. Let's see. I did see Jeremy Taylor from It. I did see him there. He, somewhat. Yeah, I missed it. It was that Monica. That was the one that should have been
the girl from Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, that was.
I do think you should get her on that sign, dude. I really do. But if you don't think, because she's a final girl. If it was just some
ask her and her boyfriend if they both get him sign something else.
And I personally would get Eddie Furlong's autograph because I love Terminator 2. And also, he was also in 2 horror movies that he was in Pet Sematary 2 as the lead. And then he was in another one that's kind of like a cult classic called Brain Scan.
So also Eli Roth was not there today. He's supposed to be there tomorrow. So
I know you really wanted his autograph, Mike.
Eli Roth, I really do.
I know you do. You didn't bring nothing though.
So old Restless says I would never ever pay a cosplayer. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Mike only saw the females. Actually, I only saw all guys.
Besides Felicia Rose.
So Renee says he was there with Liana, not as a signed guest. I didn't see her. Sorry.
Mike's in his own world. He don't pay attention to nothing, Renee. Believe me.
Yeah, I have to stay focused at my age, man. It don't take much, and it's like squirrels.
So you're taking the DJI tomorrow, Mike? Is that what you're doing?
I don't know, man. I didn't have any problem with my phone videoing today. Nobody ever told me to stop. I didn't have that Clark guy there yelling at me saying stop videoing.
Yeah. So did you see a lot of cool stuff at the vendors?
Yeah, I got something really cool. They had some slate coasters there that were etched out with like Jason, Michael Myers, and Ghostface. I bought 3 of them. They were 3 for $25, and I'm gonna put them on display stands.
Yep.
A lot of cool vendors there. I got a lot of footage on that as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for these videos, Mike, to be honest.
So Renee says I'm worried about tomorrow as well. I agree, Renee. I'm really concerned with the parking lot. I mean, we may get up and load up early and get down there about 8:30 or 9. I don't know, because I'm worried that, and again, I'm not running this thing. CJ, the main guy, he was walking around there checking on things. I've just seen a lot of people on their Facebook page say, like volunteers saying, hey, do y'all need any volunteers? I've sent emails and nobody's responded to me. Maybe they don't need enough volunteers. Maybe they're fine the way they are. They do have long areas like in front of the tables, but they have long tables. Long lines that could be controlled where you're not interfering with vendors. There's some areas you would interfere with vendors.
Is there places to sit, Mike, or no?
No. I mean, there's a little bitty lobby area, but like very small. I mean, if tomorrow they got like 5,000-6,000 people coming in there, it's going to be, I don't know.
I can't wait to hear about that. Mike, like I said, we might want to think about doing just a little live or something like a half hour, 40-minute live tomorrow night, just to kind of hear how Saturday was. I'm serious.
So Eric Roberts is $60 for combo.
That's not bad.
Check out an Eli Roth panel. I'm not sure what time the panels are tomorrow.
Mike, you need to look at those panels, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are we good now, Mike? Are you good, or do you want to?
I think we're good. I mean, I don't know if there's any other questions that anybody has for us.
Do you want to think about going live tomorrow night or no?
I don't know, Josh. I mean, that's yeah. I don't know.
Okay, that's up to you.
I'll talk to you about it tomorrow. I mean, we'll see.
Okay. I mean, the last Monster Mania you went to, we did it twice, and both of them went really well.
Well, I think I've kind of spilled the beans tonight. Only question now is Corey is Corey Feldman going to be there? And were the lines way too big?
Right. And I'm like, I think that's what I said. Just something short, half hour, something like that. But if not, that's fine
hopefully
too.
they can control it tomorrow. I mean, that's going to be a make or break. If it's today was great. I mean, if you come in on a Friday and you get there at noon,
I
mean, and I know Mike on here has got the VIP.
Oh,
and so he got the silver VIP, so he gets to go in at 9:00. But he's
wow.
got three photo ops tomorrow, and one of them is the one with the 3 Jasons.
Oh man, I'm surprised you didn't get that, Mike.
It was almost $200, Josh.
Yeah, but it's 3 people in one photo.
You always say this stuff, but yet your ass is not here paying the money, Josh.
Mike, I get what I want at cons, but I don't do professional photos. But you like them.
I've done one.
Oh.
You said I like them like I get them every time. I've done one.
Well, you were just telling me, I'm looking at this professional photo. That's what you just told me like 2 days ago.
So Mr. Gookow asked me, would I pay $3,000 for an autograph? No.
Why? Whose autograph?
Whose autograph is it, Mr. Gookow? Maybe he's got one that he's going to run a deal on here.
Hey, on eBay, dude, I was just going down a rabbit hole. I found a Lane Staley autograph on a piece of paper, a pad of paper that he signed, a little note too. I think it's for $2,100, Mike.
Really?
Yeah, well, he died like over 20 years ago, so I mean, He hasn't had an autograph in a long time.
So Mike says, I was cosplaying as Horror Nerd today, so I'll get my $10 from you tomorrow, Mike.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I can't believe that they asked for $10. I don't know.
I never heard that. Usually they just want the attention.
Well, yeah, and usually usually they come back and say, well, I was just picking or I was kidding. I was like, damn. I don't know. I don't know. Johnny's still in there. Johnny, have you ever heard that cosplayers charge? I mean, if they had a booth set up in there, I'd be one thing. I could get that.
Right.
And you said, hey, you come to our booth and you do a photo shot with me for $5-10. $10 is a lot of money, man.
Well, that'd be like you saying, hey, you're in my video, we're promoting you, give me $5.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Johnny's heard it. I mean, that's one thing I've thought. And you and I've talked about this, Josh, before. Is depending on the cost of like an all weekend convention.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something down the road. Maybe 2 or 3 channels go in together and rent a booth, and they can promote their channels and set up like a photo opportunity there, like a booth where people can take pictures or something with somebody that's doing cosplay or cosplay, whatever.
Yeah. I think that would be emptier than Edward Furlong's line.
I don't know about that. There was a booth there that had a Terrifier there that you could come in and take your photo with the Art the Clown.
Yeah.
And people were definitely coming in and taking pictures with Art the Clown.
Yeah.
Can you see that gimmick now? Normally a $10 charge. Today only subscribe to Real Dead and get a free selfie with Art the Clown.
Yep. I love it. We'll have Anthony dress up as Art the Clown.
So Johnny Horror, we've actually talked about this. Johnny says we should do a YouTubers cruise with a lot of channels. We need to do a Real Dead October horror. But October is really big for horror channels, so I don't know if we could do one in October or not.
Right. Well, could we get any horror guests on there with us? That'd be the gimmick, Mike.
That's what they have these Comic Cons.
I mean, Sean Clark could organize something like that with all his clients. I mean, he should do that.
You should contact Sean and ask Sean.
You're the one that's best buddies with him, getting all these great freaking items and deals.
Let's do the H50 on a Carnival cruise ship,
Wait a minute. Okay, Mike, I gotta go, dude.
All right. We'll see y'all. Talk to you later.
Hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah, bye-bye.